Hi everyone, it's Jennifer here. I am doing my first mini lesson on counting and cardinality. Hope I'm saying that right. Standard K.CC.1. This is for kindergarten. And it is number 1 to count to 100 by ones and by tens. So I am doing this from home, so I am very limited to my manipulatives that I have here, but I made some stuff up. So let's begin on counting to 100. So I would first focus on teaching my students to count 10 numbers at a time. So we'd focus on counting 1 to 10. Once they have that down, we'd move to 10 to through 20, and then 20 through 30, and so on. I would also provide my students with number lines. I'm a paraeducator at an elementary school, and whenever I help students with math, I see that they always have this, and this is always very helpful and useful for them. I would also provide them with manipulatives. So I happen to have paper clips around the house. So obviously in a classroom, there's much more that they can use. But, for example, here, you could use paper clips, help them count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Like I said, learn to count 10 at a time first. All right, moving on to tens. So teaching them to count by tens. Counting by tens always came pretty easy to me. So, I'm hoping that's how it is for each student. And I noticed that with the students I work with, it normally is. So like the tens and the fives. But for my students, I would provide manipulatives that came in tens or stuff that they could put in groups of tens. So here I visualized and I made up like cubes. So they could have 10 cubes. If possible, we could number the cubes. So like 10, 20, 30, 40, how we have here. And they could learn that way. I could also show them those 10 like sticks that are already put together, like the number place value ones, so where they have the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. So these were always helpful to me when counting by tens. So I had these cube sticks that were like together. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And I remember counting these whenever I needed to solve a problem that had tens in it, because there's already 10 here. So that was always easier to me, and I noticed that manipulatives like this for tens works very well with my students that I work with. But that would be my mini lesson